a bitch too.
You can't get through to her, bro.
What?
You can't get through to her.
Don't call me a bitch if you don't want to be a bitch too.
You can't get through to her.
Don't call me a bitch if you don't want to be a bitch too.
You don't think that demasculates your man, son?
You don't think that? You don't think
that make him feel low?
My nigga, are you listening? You're just talking for one person.
I'm listening.
You're not. You're talking for one person.
You're not listening because you're not even letting him talk.
Yeah,
I'm just saying the little man shit. I get it. That's the thing.
So, yeah,
but it's not a thing.
She's not too good at
if
letting
you're
people
like
talk
calling me a bitch
responding.
too.
She kind of
He said it's a double standard shit.
Well, Rock, explain yourself.
Fuck that double standard.
What happened in that moment? Why did you call him a bitch?
Because I felt like I was played with, and then every time he feel like he played with, he called me a bitch.
So every time I hear you always say he's playing with you.
So you feel like if I
feel like
can't disrespect you,
I feel like I can't call you a bitch.
Always playing with her. You ask her.
She's easily.
I watch it. You always say he playing. You be like, why you playing with me, my nigga?
Easily.
Why you always doing that weird shit?
Alright, cool. Yeah. Okay. And if I say a bitch, he can say, okay, cool. Like if you could call me a bitch, I could call you a bitch back. Straight up.
What happens?
He don't feel that way, so we fought. That's that. Like what?
I think either way, if you refer to your significant other as bitch all the time, especially out of anger, it's not gonna bode well for the relationship. But there has to be roles though. Y'all can't both be. How do I say this without sounding crazy? Because this relationship is just crazy. It's hard to explain the healthy manner in which this crazy ass relationship could sit. You know what I'm saying? Because there's people like this. I know people like Blueface who have girls who they call their bitch, that's my bitch, and say that shit when they're mad too. But the relationship doesn't suffer, at least to this degree, because of it. Because there's an understanding of roles. There's a different notion in general when someone calls a grown man a bitch versus a woman. You know what I'm saying? A grown man, you get called a bitch. You gotta fight somebody. Something has to happen. No one can just call you a bitch because you can't have goals for your relationship and for your family and want to lead them to that goal with your girl degrading you and calling you a bitch. It's impossible. No one under you, no one attached to you can respect you now because the person who's closest to you is openly disrespecting you to that degree. And it seemed like that you're letting that happen. So you can't stand for that. If you want to go somewhere in life, you can't. Now, it would probably help if he didn't call her a bitch too. But it's weird that she feels this way. Like, oh, he calls me a bitch, I can call him a bitch. If you don't like being called a bitch, if you don't like that, that's what your man does, then you shouldn't be with that man. You can't handle that. You know what I'm saying? It takes a certain kind of person to be with people like that, like Blueface. Look at him. He's in an interview with his shirt off and his foot on the table. Like, you have to, there's a certain kind of person that would fit with. And Chrisean Rock does not seem like that. It seems like she wants to be with him because she likes his status, his positioning as that nigga who, you know, I'm saying, refers to girls as bitches, as the nigga who gets in fights, gets in altercations like that. Like, he's like the man type energy. She wants that. But she also doesn't want to be a complement to that. She wants that in her life, but she also wants to have a dick too. That's just not how that works.
Did you learn anything from it?
What do you mean, learn anything from it?
Other than getting a fight.
What do you mean, learn anything from it?
By coming together with your man and saying, you know what, baby, we're not going to be on that anymore because I really do fuck with you and respect you. Church, I don't know if she really do at that point. If she going to roll her eyes at it.
She's very...
If you're called a bitch by a nigga,
I should be able to call you a bitch back.
Yeah, I could be able to call you a bitch back. But just because it's a double standard thing, that's unfair. Don't talk to me about the unfair shit.
We heard that.
Don't talk to me about the double standard shit.
Can you let them talk?
I'm done with that.
Always say this. Okay.
Well, hold on. I want to hear what Gina's about to say. What you about to say?
Because
I was
if
just
you're
gonna
called a bitch and you make it common.
The perception is just different just because of how much we've seen you be the aggressor so much. So that's why people is looking at it.
I see like the aggressor.
That's why people is looking at it like you're just instantly the one that's the disrespectful one because of what people see you doing.
You think that I'm the disrespectful?
Yes, you are. Yes. We can all attest to that.
This is your intervention today. We tricked you.
Everybody tell her real answer. Yes.
We tricked you today. This is really an intervention. Welcome.
I know I'm pausing a lot, but that's the point. The point, I can't just watch the video or say I wouldn't be able to post this. But obviously she's disrespectful as I'm not going to sit here and act like Blueface isn't disrespectful as well. you know what I'm saying, I haven't seen it today in this interview, but I can't imagine she's just all sunshine and rainbows to be around all the time. But you can tell the level of respect she has for him, or the level of respect she treats him with on a day-to-day basis by this 10 minutes of this interview. He's talking, she don't have enough respect for him to not talk while he talks. She don't have enough respect for him to think about how it would affect him if she called another grown-ass man a bitch in their home field, I would say. You know what I'm saying? You're not even in your own backyard. You're not even with your own people. I mean, actually, I would assume he has bodyguards there too. But for us common folk, you know what I'm saying? If I'm in someone else's house with his people, all I got is you with me, and you're gonna call him a bitch? I can't hang around you. I might die now. There's no one else around me but me and you. What you gonna do? Versus him and his 5 friends. And there was no reason for it to escalate to that point. Obviously, she has no respect for this man at all.
You called me a bitch for no reason.
Can y'all tell us what happened?
You got active and I got active back.
Let's stay on that day.
Like, what are you talking about?
Back and forth. So yeah, that day, like I said,
I'm about to let you
I'm playing with the white dude. I'm playing with the white dude, whatever.
Bitch.
And I guess she felt some type of way about him. So she's like, man, leave him alone.
It's not even that. He keeps saying him.
I said, what?
Whatever he said, I thought he was talking about me. He kept saying, it was a
miscommunication.
Yeah, like he like.
Definitely not.
It had to be because I was like, oh yeah, you a bitch for that. He like, ooh, wham. I wasn't even talking to you. I'm talking to the other nigga. Ooh, wham. Like, what are you talking about?
Rock, have you ever had a sober day?
Shut the fuck up, yes.
No, don't tell me to shut the fuck up. Hey, I'll listen to me. I'm being very cool.
You're not talking to me. You're not talking to me.
No, I'm being very cool, but you come in disrespectful. That's your fucking problem. Couldn't have been mine. You wouldn't have did half of that shit.
You're not really talking to me.
That's on Jesus Christ. You wouldn't have did that shit.
Go ahead. What happened?
You wouldn't have did none of that shit.
You're not really talking to me.
You wouldn't have did none of
So
that.
Blueface was talking to somebody else.
You're not really talking to me. I can drink liquor. I can drink liquor. I can do whatever the fuck I want, bro.
Well, let's finish the story. So
toxic.
Got over 60,000 over my body. Like,
so
boy,
what?
You
and
talking
still
about
toxic.
all that weird shit, like.
But you're still toxic.
Nigga, nobody's toxic.
You have 100,000 on your body.
If I feel the way I feel, I feel the way I feel, nigga. If I feel disrespected,
you're toxic.
I feel disrespected.
That's your man.
You feel disrespected.
That's your
yeah, he's my man.
Not
okay,
just a nigga
cool.
off the street.
This is the same nigga that will call me a bitch. So what do you mean?
So why are you with him? If you feel so disrespected, if it hurts you that he calls you a bitch, you shouldn't be with that nigga. You can't handle it. That's not your nigga then. Get a nigga who will talk to you nice and buy you flowers on Valentine's Day then. No, it's not what you fucking want. You want to be with this nigga, bro. But you also want to be a guy. But before I get on a tangent, she hit on the whole reason I went on this video in the first place. I feel how I feel.
If I feel the way I feel, I feel the way I feel, nigga. If I feel disrespected, I feel disrespected.
If I feel how I feel, I can do whatever the fuck I want. That's how she feels. You can tell us how she feels because whenever she feels a certain way, when Sharp just asked her, have you had a sober day? Because he can, from looking at the situation, after the one drink she had, she's even more disrespectful than she was at the start of the interview. She lashed out. Shut the fuck up. On his own interview again. Why are you telling a grown-ass man to shut the fuck up? A grown-ass person to shut the fuck up on their interview, and they've been nothing but nice to you. Because he asked you a question, but you felt a certain way. So once you feel a certain way, everything you do now is justified. That is what I'm talking about. That ideology in a person, poisonous to your life. Anyone with that kind of ideology, man or woman, who feels like, hey, if my feelings are hurt, if I feel a certain way, I can do whatever I want and it should be justified. That is cancerous. You're not going to get very far with that person. They will drag you down at every point and turn. They will make the most minute of situations dangerous. They'll make the easiest of steps treacherous. It's impossible. Look at Blueface smiling too. Like, this nigga enjoys the chaos. That man's another something by himself. You might gotta do a Blueface video, and he's successful as hell right now. But at some point, this isn't me wishing bad on him. It really isn't. It's just me watching the signs. I've watched this happen a couple times now. At some point, him being attached to this girl is going to cost him severely. Unless he gets away. She has zero clue about consequences, and she feels justified to do whatever she wants to when she feels a certain way. Not when this happens, not when certain parameters are met, not just whenever she feels a certain way. You know how fickle your feelings are as a person? Everyone, me included. Everyone has insecurities. Everybody has things they regret. And when it gets brought up, and you think you might be at your house chilling, and then thinking about a moment you had in the past that you regret, and just feel something bad. Whenever you feel something, at any point you could feel anything from anybody saying anything. You know, just because the way your mind makes connections, someone can be talking about something completely innocent, and it hurts your feelings because you made a connection in your own head. But now, however you talk to that person. Shut the fuck up, you're a bitch, whatever, is now justified because you felt something because of your own fucking brain. In all reality, if she wasn't a complete degenerate when she was drunk, if she didn't get into repeated altercations with her boyfriend, she wouldn't have gotten mad at anything that they said. But notice how all the things I listed are her own fault, her own doing. But yet, she's justified for doing whatever she wants to somebody else. This is what I'm talking about. This is the reason I wanted to bring this video up. Because it's this right here that will really fuck someone's whole future up. Of course for themselves, but if you were attached to a person who thinks like this, who has any kind of similarities to this kind of a thinking, then it's putting aside her childish mannerisms and mind in general. I kind of feel bad for her that she grew up without anyone trying to teach her any kind of resemblance of responsibility. I can tell she's not happy in day-to-day life. She gets frustrated very easily because she's underdeveloped in her mind for whatever reason. I'm not sure what it is, but putting that aside, yeah, it's sad, but if they're attached to you and they have these things, they're only going to hurt you. So you can fall in love with them if you want to. You can let her stay around you if you want to, let her get attached, but it's going to lead you down. It's not going to be good for you. I'll say it like that. Just be careful out here, y'all. Be careful of who you choose to be attached with, who you choose to love, because it is a choice. I'm tired of niggas saying you don't choose who you love, and then they're stuck on child support while they're homeless, eating fries out of a paper bag, because they chose the wrong person to fall in love with. You get to choose. You get to look at the traits, the mannerisms, and then after you find what you think is desirable, then let yourself be emotionally vulnerable. It's a choice. And we'll catch y'all next time. Appreciate y'all. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good shit.
Look, we just sitting here trying to win. Pull up to the spot, it's a flock of bears. So much smoke, need oxygen. Free up money, that's